Today we're going to have a little bit of fun taking a dry synthesizer, in my case the Yamaha DX7, and we're going to run it through effects. Today I'm going to be featuring the Strymon Flint pedal. Pairing a dry synthesizer like the Yamaha DX7 with external effects can dramatically enhance its sound, allowing it to compete sonically with modern instruments that feature built-in effects and providing creative flexibility for unique textures and ambiances. The DX7 does not provide any internal effects. Every sound that comes out of it is entirely untreated, which can make it sound lifeless or thin in comparison to synths that do have onboard reverb, chorus, or delay circuits. This limitation means if you have a dry synthesizer like the DX7, relying heavily on external processors and effects pedals can become a vital part of shaping your synthesizer's final sound. Effects such as reverb and tremolo turn sterile sounds into lush, expressive ones, and open up lots of possibilities for sound design, and we're going to run through a few examples of those two effects in just a moment. So let me introduce you to the Strymon Flint pedal. The Strymon Flint pedal is a boutique effects pedal that combines vintage-style tremolo and reverb in a single box. It's inspired by classic 1960s to 1980s amplifier and studio sounds. The tremolo side gives you three modes. You have a 61 harmonic tremolo, a 1963 power tube tremolo, and a 1965 photocell tremolo. They each deliver unique rhythmic pulsing and movement. On the reverb side, you get three distinctive flavors: a 1960s spring tank, a 1970s plate, and a 1980s hall, ranging from splashy to ambient with detailed control and true bypass for professional use. Some keyboard sounds that benefit from the Strymon Flint include electric piano patches. Tremolo and reverb add vintage shimmer and motion that are reminiscent of classic Rhodes or Wurlitzer sounds. I'm also going to run through some demos using the Flint using brass, bass, clavecin, string, and harmonium sounds. It's fun to play around with an effect pedal like this to see how you can enhance and develop your own personal sound. The first sound I'm going to call up on the DX7 is going to be a keyboard sound. It's going to be electric piano, kind of in the Wurlitzer style. So I'm going to play it for you first dry, and then we'll add the Flint. The first effect I'm going to call up on the Flint is the 61 harmonic tremolo with intensity at about 1 p.m. and speed at about 10 p.m. Next, we'll add on top of the tremolo the reverb, and I've got the 60s reverb selected, present in the mix at about 1 p.m. with decay and color both at about 2 p.m. This is the DX7 dry, no effects, electric piano. Now we're going to turn on the Flint tremolo. We'll leave the Flint tremolo on, now add the reverb. This will be a similar electric piano going through the Flint, but only with the reverb on. Next up on the Flint, I'm going to change the tremolo to the 63 tube. We're going to move the intensity up to about 1 o'clock and try a slightly different electric piano sound, dry, then going through the Flint. This is our second electric piano demo. This is dry. Now with the Flint. Tremolo only. tremolo plus reverb. Next up on the Flint, I'm going to choose the 65 photo option on the tremolo, and I've got both the speed and intensity pretty much in the middle. We're going to run this through an electric piano patch just to give you a flavor of this different tremolo option. DX7 dry. Now with the Flint tremolo. Tremolo plus reverb. All right, next up, we're calling up a mellow horn sound on the DX7, and I'm gonna have the Flint on the 63 tube on the tremolo. Intensity about 2 o'clock. We're gonna start dry first, and then I'll add the reverb with a medium mix, and we're gonna put the color up at about 3 p.m. Mellow horn dry. Mellow horn with tremolo. Now adding reverb. Next, we're going to call up a jazz bass on the DX7. On the tremolo, I've got the 63 tube setting. Intensity about 2 o'clock. The speed about 10 o'clock or so. And then we'll add some reverb as we go through the demo. So let's start with the bass dry. Jazz bass dry. Adding the Flint. Flint with the reverb. Sometimes you gotta see what works and what doesn't work. We're gonna pull up a clavecin sound and see what happens with that. On the Flint, we'll have the 63 tube, tremolo at 2 o'clock, and speed at about 10 o'clock. And we'll try it both with the tremon as well as the reverb. Here we go, clavecin dry. Clavecin with trem. Adding reverb. Let's try this with some string sounds next. I've got FC strings on the DX7. And on the Flint, we are going to have the trem. What am I using? The 65 photo, intensity about 1 o'clock, speed about 10 o'clock. And when I put the reverb on, we're going to crank that up with the mix at 3 o'clock, color about the same, and the decay here is going to stay at about 1 o'clock. Oh, you know what? Let's also use, we'll try the 70s reverb this time. I've had the reverb all the time at 60s. We'll try a different setting. All right, this is string sound dry. Adding trem. Adding 70s reverb. And now turning the trem off, and we're going to cycle through the reverb options. This is the same string sound with the 60s reverb. '70s reverb. And 80s reverb. All right, lastly, we're going to do just the reverb on the Flint. I'm going to pull up a harmonium sound, and we will cycle through the 3 different types of reverb. I'm going to have it somewhat on the more intense side, but again, we'll cycle through 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm going to put it at about 3 p.m. on the mix, same with the color, and the decay also will be boosted up to about 3 p.m. So let's cycle through these. We're going to start dry. Harmonium dry. '60s reverb. '70s reverb. '80s reverb. Running a dry synthesizer like the DX7 through a Strymon Flint will breathe life, space, and character into its raw tones, making classic digital patches feel like new again, essential for both recording and live performance. If you want more information about the Strymon Flint, you'll find a link to it in the video description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy music making.